Well, 6:44, and throughout our special coverage of anti-Semitism in America this month, we've looked at the consequences, victims, and even perpetrators of this hate. But the questions that keep coming up are, where's it coming from and why now?
In this morning's Hate Rising report, we asked experts and survivors to share their thoughts with us.
Anti-Semitism is not a new phenomenon. There are mentions dating back thousands of years. What is new is that in a time when discrimination and prejudice of all kinds are being rooted out and dragged into the light, this brand of hate seems to be spreading.
I'm not surprised that we're seeing a rise in anti-Semitism today. I think that as our society has increasing challenges, even having come through what we came through with the pandemic, that scapegoating is the history of the Jews. You know, eons and eons and centuries, Jews have been targeted. There's always been Jew hate. And so it doesn't surprise me that when things get rough, when times get more challenging, that as a society, unfortunately, we tend to want to target different groups, and it's often the Jews.
I think it's horrible what's happening all over the world, but especially in a country like America. You have to wonder where the hate comes from. Had to have been instilled. It's like a horrible chain. It's like abuse that goes on and on and on. That's how I feel about, anti-Semitic hate. It's a chain, and it's got to be broken somewhere, somehow.
We all sort of hoped and assumed that the Holocaust put an end to anti-Semitism, because how could anybody look at this and the consequence and see what it actually means and still ascribe to those views? And it is with great sadness and despair that one realizes that that wasn't the case. And that in actual fact, the post-Holocaust period up until the last 10, 15 years was a blip.
The anti-Semitism of the past has changed with the times, growing in the dark corners of the internet, allowing neo-Nazis and others to find each other and share their obsessions online. Jews were blamed for 9/11. Now those same attacks have been updated to blame Jews for COVID, inflation, even Islamic extremism. Lies and propaganda that can be shared around the world in an instant.
Good or bad, true or untrue information, the way that it's disseminated, it's so easy to just post something now. And I think, of course, social media has a lot of benefit, but also it's just a cesspool at the same time. So you have all this misinformation.
In fact, on the YouTube page where we posted the segment you're watching right now, someone from a hate group apparently shared this link, and in almost no time, a barrage of anti-Semitic screeds flooded the comments section. Some insulting others using a sort of anti-Semitic shorthand, and still more encouraging people to seek out hateful content elsewhere, like a digital street gang scrolling around the internet looking to hurt people.
Anti-Semitism is known as the oldest hatred because it has been around for centuries. And obviously we know about anti-Semitism during the Holocaust, and it lives to this day. And unfortunately, as we discussed, the numbers are up. It's hard to say why people choose to hate. In some cases, it's lack of education, but in some cases, they simply choose to dehumanize their fellow humans. And they target Jewish people. It comes in words, by email, on social media. It comes, unfortunately, in violent acts, including murder. So it's hard to explain why those people make those choices, but they do.
Another concern is that today, in this era of upheaval, anti-Semitism and hate seem to be coming from all sides.
There is Islamic anti-Semitism, there is black nationalist anti-Semitism, there's Christian nationalist anti-Semitism, and there's the anti-Zionist anti-Semitism, as well as the far-right white supremacist anti-Semitism. And that's going to be a problem because the haters are not going away. They are committed to this and they're going to keep at it. So we cannot allow good and decent people to turn away and say, "Ah, enough of that, we're tired of this," because this is our society at stake. And of course, the hate isn't only directed at the Jews. So, we cannot allow this to become normalized.
There is agreement on that point. The only way to stop anti-Semitism is refusing to ignore it, to stand up in support of the Jewish people at a time when they're under attack across the globe. That's the goal behind a new initiative called Stand Up to Jewish Hate from the Robert Kraft Foundation. You can learn more about the campaign and sharing the blue square at standuptojewishhate.org. But we'd like to end this segment with the words of Franny, a Holocaust survivor who has seen the worst of humanity. We asked her to share her advice for future generations.
To the future generations, just don't hate, but love. And give love to each and everyone who needs it. And don't fight, no war anymore, no, not because of color or of religion. We should be, accepting people are human beings and to be good to each other.
And that's why we're doing these stories, right? These hate-rising stories is to try to, get the word out. As we learned, heard that piece. Hate is a choice, deciding to hate, and what we are seeing with the public hate in our communities is that the more that we can educate and the more that people are good, the more that people are kind, is when we can try to dampen this hate, get rid of it in our communities.
And we have heard from these survivors in our pieces so far and from others in the Jewish community that this is why it's so important to share these stories and to continue educating future generations. And we're going to do that on Saturday night. You tune into our CBS 12 News special presentation, Hate Rising, Anti-Semitism in America. It's a 1-hour program hosted by Jim Grimes. It's at 8 o'clock. Right after round 3 of the PGA Championship and our evening news. It will also be available online at CBS12.com, our YouTube page, and through links on our social platforms. Again, that's Saturday night at 8 o'clock here on CBS 12. We'll be right back.